What's going on, guys? Welcome to Brelic Presents. Today, we are asking the very important question. Do you know what art is? Do you know what amazing art looks like? What is the best art that you have ever seen? The best art. What do you think it would be? I'm trying to think of the best art I've ever seen. There was times when, and I don't know if this counts as the best art, but if you guys have ever seen any of the large-scale comics, like with like every superhero and stuff like that, there was a time when there was this thing called, I don't know if it was Blackest Night. It was like with Green Lantern stuff, and they had all of the different Lantern Corps, but they have them all on one page at a certain point, and the art style is so good. It's almost like you're lost in it for a second, because they have so many different variations of stuff like that. I think that was probably one of the best versions of art I've seen. That or like some huge Marvel mashup, but not the movies. I'm talking about like inside of the comics, when they have like 1,000 heroes all in one place, and you're like, how did they fit all of this in here and manage to get every individual type of character? That's always kind of cool to me, how they do that. As far as like classical paintings, isn't there a church somewhere, there's like a church in Rome where they painted the entirety of the ceiling? It was one of the first people to actually paint the ceiling. I want to say that was Rome, right? Do you guys remember what that is? Is that the Sistine Chapel? It is the Sistine Chapel, okay. Yes, this is, in my opinion, one of the greatest art pieces. You've seen it in everybody's house, I'm sure by now, but still, it's an amazing art piece. I love this one. Man making contact with God. Here's the first piece, y'all. So here's the game. So I'm going to show you a piece of art. The first thing I need you to do is to tell me whether you think it is from a child or from an adult. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, how much money do you think it's worth? That's the next question. Okay, so this first piece of art is called, well, we'll call it whatever we want to. Sadie says 1.1 million. 15,000 adult, okay. Everyone says adult. 1.6 million. Holy cow, man. You guys are shooting for the stars. Definitely adult, okay. So mind you guys, what we are looking at is a canvas with blue with a line through it. The guy standing next to it makes me think it's at least 6 feet. So, oh yeah, I thought that was somebody's shoulder. I should have clipped that. I should have cropped that out. So this painting is called Crossing the Line. It was drawn by an adult, Bartnett Newman, for the price of $43.8 million. That is how much that cost. $43.8 million is what that sold for. Would you guys like to know exactly how he drew it? Covered the canvas in blue paint, drew a white line down the middle. Art. So, you were all off. Extremely off. Yes. So I'm going to say that no one was close. Nobody was close for that one. Okay, y'all ready for the next picture? All right, so it's an adult and $63,000. Child, $28,000. Would anyone else like to guess if this is drawn by a child or an adult and how much it's worth? Cootie says adult, $675,000. A child for $1. This one here, this one is called Picador. It is, in fact, done by a child. It was drawn in 1889 by an 8-year-old Pablo Picasso. Some places say it sold for like $9,000. Some places say it value it between $10,000 and $15,000. So yes, it was drawn by a child, even though it was a famous one. All right, so there is the picture. You guys can tell me what you think. Okay, guys, so the question is this done by an adult or a child, and how much is it worth? How much do you think this is worth? Child, 1,000? Really? Okay. She was burned. She was burned by the last one, I think. Adult, 50,000 from Irwin. Child for 12,000 by Cootie. Adult, $100,000. Okay, Cammy. I like the prices that some of you guys are putting on this. Like $50,000, $1,000, $100,000. That's not any of the prices that I would put on this. A child probably worth is that €1? So this piece of art is untitled. It is by an adult by the name of Josh Smith. It was drawn in 2014. This piece of art is worth $20,000. Guys, you are looking at the entirety of the picture, by the way. This is worth $20,000. All right, so for those of you who might not be able to see it, this is a box that says Brillo on it. Is this a piece of art? And if it is it by a child or an adult? An adult for $2. Adult. Nami says an adult. How much do you think it's worth, Nami? 67 cents. Okay. An adult for $7.77. Is this the value now or the value back then? Well, actually, that's a good question. That's a good question. This particular one is unique. So if you want to give me a price for when it was created and give me the price that you think it is now, you can also do that. I will just say that. Either one is fine. It doesn't have to be specific. Adult, we're going to give you 5 cents because I think that's the price of stamps. I think so? I don't know. I don't know. Adult for $25K. Does anyone else want to guess? This particular art piece, the name of this is Brillo Box Yellow. That's what it's called. It was actually created by Andy Warhol. It was a replica of the very famous product that was in stores at the time. It was sold in 1969 for $1,000 and then sold 40 years later by the person that bought it for $3 million. $3 million. This piece of art is actually a made replica of the box that was sold in the stores. It's like a wooden crate. That's literally, they made a wooden crate, they painted it with Brillo, sold it for $1,000, and later it sold for $3 million. Do you guys know who Andy Warhol is? I think he's a famous artist, actually. I'm interested to know what you guys think of this. I know this is an adult, 100%. It was like $2 million, I believe. Adult and $28K. Adult for $30,000. Okay, 5 seconds. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so I will say this to you now. This particular piece of art is a bit of a trick question. I did add in a little bit of a trick here on this one here. This piece of art is actually called Gauging Light. It was actually done by an AI, this piece of art. This is not done by a human. Its value is about $600. Yes, this is not even done by a human. This is done by an AI that makes art, which is a thing. There is an entire, you can get this a whole bunch of places. You can literally get art that's just done by computers that has no human interaction whatsoever, and they sell it. And they're all about the same price. They're all about $600. Let's see, how many rounds did we go through? 1, 2, 3, 4. We went through 5 rounds. All right, so for this one, we're asking the same question. Was it done by an adult or a child? And how much do you think it's worth? How much do you believe it's worth? All right, Minji says it's a child and $10. A child, mom's love. If this isn't the garbage you put on the fridge, I don't know what is. Does anyone else have any other guesses? For real though, likely done by an adult and for a couple thousand just looking at the attempt at abstract underpainting. Would you like to hear my opinion of this is it looks like somebody was trying to draw a helicopter shooting guns. And so they put it, they drew like a helicopter. And they put like I don't know, boats around it? I don't know what's in the blue. Yeah, it looks like a child just drew that up in elementary school. And you know, the teacher's like, Mr. McPherson, what are you drawing? Maybe you want to focus? Sorry, you know, Mrs. Petunia, or whatever the fuck teachers' names are these days. The blue section just looks like abstract line art and blue acrylic smeared over it for depth. I thought it was just boats and blue water. It looks like a post-it note on a blue picture. Doesn't it? It looks like they just put a post-it note in the middle and they just drew a picture around it. Okay, if anyone has any other guesses, you have 10 seconds. It's a child and nothing. This masterful piece of art, the painting is untitled. The artist's name is Robert Nava. This is valued between $40,000 to $60,000, by the way. $40,000 to $60,000. So nobody was close. Okay, and the next one is... All right, guys, what do you think? Is this an adult or a child? How much do you think this is worth? And we're all looking at the same item right now. It's scribbles on a paper. It's like an adult at 15,000, 10,000, and an adult with developmental issues. You can tell this is very expensive abstract art. Look at the way the curved lines intersect each other and how they loop around in really random patterns. Dude, this looks like something I saw my kids draw when they were 2 years old. Okay, so this piece of art, it's an untitled piece of art. It is by an adult person. It was done in 1998. Christopher Wool is the name of the artist. The cost of this painting, or set of paintings, is $45,000. Are you guys ready for the next one? 3, 2, 1. So this is the next piece of art. Is this done by an adult or a child? And how much do you think it's worth? What do you think the worth is for this piece of art? Sadie says adult at 40,000. Adult at 25,000. I'm thinking this is an adult, and it's like at least 10,000. Okay, adult 10,000. Cammy says adult at 69,000. Adult at 100,000. Okay, cool. Is everybody's guessing? This painting here is called Hannah and Lauren Bernaba. It is by an artist called Elizabeth Anisimau. When she drew this picture, she was probably 13 or younger. Probably younger than 13. At the time the article was written for it, she was 13. So I think she was actually younger when she drew this. The art for this picture, out of everything you guys have seen today, all of the bullshit little scribbles and stuff like this piece of art that a 13-year-old drew is valued between $2.5 to $5K. $2,500 to $5,000. This actual art piece is a fraction of the scribbles that we just saw from actual adult artists, bro. What the actual fuck does that tell you about art? What does that tell you right now? Goddamn prodigy. That's what I'm saying. She's really good. She has a whole lot of art out, too. How is the best picture done by a child? That's what I'm saying, dude. That's just fucking sad. The scribbles that we saw were $45,000. This person draws an entire art piece with realistic-looking figures in it. Realistic-looking people. And it's 2.5 to 5K. A fraction of that. Crazy, right? Slap a ridiculous price tag on something and people assume it was that. That's a good point, though. That's a good point. You kind of set your own value in that kind of way. All right. We got like 2 more pictures, y'all, and then we're done. 2 more pictures and then we're done. I think this one you guys will probably get the closest on. I legitimately think this is the one you guys are going to get it on. Okay, and action. What the fuck is that? That is the question. Okay, so is it done by an adult or a child? And what's the price on this? Nami says adult. What do you think as far as price, Nami? What do you think is the price? This is an adult and it's a $400 painting, okay? Okay, an adult at 60,000, Sadie says. It's just so funny that everybody thought the other one was an adult, that last one, and they're like, this is a child? And they're getting paid almost nothing for this. And now people are like, this is an adult and it's $60,000. If you don't know the artist, you live under a rock? Yeah. You have to know this artist. Yeah, you have to, bro. Everybody knows this person. It's erotic art. 4,000? Okay. I'll take 4,000. It could be erotic. It could be. This is a damn doodle in a silver Sharpie. You're giving it away. Adult at $100,000. Held down by masking tape. Actually, I think it is held down by masking tape. I can see it now. I didn't even notice that before. I have this on a hoodie. That costs $50, I think. Oh, really? Okay. Okay. What kind of hoodies are you wearing? You've been going to some interesting parties, girl. I'll tell you right now. All right, fine. That probably a tail and not something else. Oh, what? I didn't even see that. Nami, I didn't even see that piece coming out the back. Maybe it's a foot? I didn't even see that. That's funny. I know what this is. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, don't say anything if you know what this is. Okay. Anybody else? If nobody else is interested in guessing, Let's see what this is. This piece of glorious art, the name of it is Radiant Baby. Radiant Baby. Not sex stuff. It's by a guy named Keith Haring. He is an adult. This priced out for $69,950. So basically 70 grand. $70,000. I enjoy his work. Would you pay $70,000 for that? Of the people who guessed this, everybody guessed adult, so everybody was right. You were right. I told you, this is going to be the one that somebody gets really close to. This is going to be the one that people get the closest. Okay, do you see the contrast between that last piece that was worth $5 grand at the most by a kid that made an amazing portrait versus an adult that made a baby with some lines around it? Okay, are you guys ready for the final immaculate piece? I hope you are. I hope you are. This, I'm telling you right now, this might be the best piece of the night. 3, 2, 1, this. The final art piece of the night. Was it done by a child or an adult? And what do you think what would you estimate this is worth? Adult sand art. 480K. Okay. Adult at 40 million. Wow. Okay. 10K. A child. Okay. Wait, so you think it's 10K or 2,500 if it's a child? Okay. I'm going to mark out your 10K and put 2,500. And child. A mil and an adult, okay? A lot of adults in here. A lot of adults. Cammy says adult at 77,000. This is Velak in Child Garden, 1 coin. Sure, okay. Do you know the name of the artist? I do know the name of the artist. Does anyone else care to guess on the final art piece? Is it an adult? Is it a child? And what is it worth? This art piece is done, again, by an artist by the name of Robert Nava. And he's an adult. And it is priced somewhere between $3,000 to $5,000. This art piece, by the way, whoever said sand is incorrect. Spray paint marker? It might be, actually, was it a marker? Now I'm curious about it. Hang on. No, you're right. It was spray paint. It was spray paint. You're right. It was spray paint. Absolutely not fucking sand. It was spray paint. That's what it was. I want you guys to see more of his art because it is something to behold. Is this a frog wearing a top hat sticking its tongue out? I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know what it is. This session today has made me want to go through my scraps and tempt fate. You're like, wait a second. Am I a brilliant artist all of a sudden?